I've made a couple of playthroughs in my day, but I still don't know what the best way to start them is. I always think maybe I should do a fart joke or something to capture the audience, let them know that I'm a really funny guy, but that that never feels totally accurate. I mean, I'm kind of funny, but not fart joke funny. So instead, what I usually like to do is bring the viewer in with a nice fancy introduction to set the stage for what's going to come in the future. So, that's what I'm gonna do. Welcome to my Civilization 6 Rise and Fall playthrough. This is the beginning of a very long, arduous, and interesting journey. Over the next few weeks and possibly longer, I'm gonna take the people of Scotland on an adventure led by Robert the Bruce. It might go well, it might go horribly wrong, but along the way, I'll be talking about the game, telling stories, and rambling about whatever pops into my head. There's not much structure to these playthroughs, but even if you don't know anything about the game, I'll try my best to explain what's happening on screen so that you're kind of apprised of what's going on. Before we jump into the game, on screen now are the game settings I'm playing with and the mods that I'm using. With all of that said, it's time to start the show. Or maybe I won't do it because I'm lazy. You never know, but either way, we're here and we're playing Civilization 6, a marathon game with Robert the Bruce, the Scottish leader from the new expansion pack Rise and Fall. And this is the first game that I've loaded up. I haven't had to restart, and it looks like a pretty decent start. So we're going to settle our first city right here. We're just going to plop down in the initial position, and it looks like it's going to be pretty good. So if we survey the area, we have diamonds, which is a luxury resource. We've got copper, which is not a luxury resource, it's just a bonus one. It gives us a lot of gold and stuff. We've also got a second luxury nearby. Some mercury gives us science, production, and food. I don't know if we can eat that stuff, but apparently. And we got some sheep nearby. It's looking pretty nice. I think we've made the right decision here. So since we do have a lot of mineable resources nearby, we're going to set our first technological research to mining. Sort of makes sense. I think it's the right decision. And before we do that, now one thing to keep in mind is that the beginning of Civilization games in general is packed filled with a lot of micromanagement and a lot of really important decisions that will have a huge effect on the rest of your gameplay and the rest of your game. So I'm going to talk about it a lot, and we're going to get real deep into the strategy early on, and then as we start to flesh things out a little bit, then we'll talk more and more about just random stuff. So first up, we got to go on a little adventure. We're going to send our scout, and we're not going to discover anything on the first move. But we're going to move a little bit, and we found a tribal village, so we're going to have to go in there and see what they have for us. Our warrior, will use him to scout around in the opposite direction from our scout. And look at that. Your progress towards foreign trade has advanced considerably because we discovered another continent. That's amazing. And another... Okay, so what's going on right now is I'm looking at the layout of my citizens and the different tiles that they're working. You'll see that we only have one population. So in addition to working the city center, they get to work one other tile. And there's a lot of tiles that are really good. Like this one that's giving us food production and gold. This one's giving us a lot of production and food. But in the early game, I like to optimize... I like to work tiles that give the most food so that the city grows faster. And this tile is all right. This little fish right here. But I think I'm going to switch it over. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off. I'm going to build a farm. Boom. Built the farm. That increased the food of this tile to 2 instead of 1. And then I'm going to shift over the people from the fish. And I'm going to switch over the people from working on the fish. And I'm going to put them on the farm. So now, in total, my Civ is getting the 2 food right here. The production, they're doing good things for us. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the next turn. It's gonna be a lot of that. So this is actually my first marathon playthrough of Civ. I've never attempted one before because I've always been a little bit afraid of being invested in the same game for what may wind up being weeks and weeks and weeks, because everything gets slowed down in a marathon playthrough. It takes a ridiculous amount of time to research things, to to build units. So the only thing that's normal feeling for me right now is the movement of units, because that's the one thing that doesn't change, because that wouldn't make sense. So boom, we just got a goody hut that had 120 gold in it, so that's pretty nice. A tribal village, is the nickname for them is Goody Hut. And we also got a special prompt, and I'm going to read it out for you. Our civilization has accomplished something historic, worthy of being celebrated and remembered for generations to come. These accomplishments help our civilization reach a golden age and avoid a dark age. Each of these historic moments will increase our era score. Our era score determines which age we will earn. Yeah, I messed up. I was doing so well. Our era score determines which age we will earn in the next game era. So we should seek out these historic moments when possible. Boom. So this is a new feature that was added with the Rise and Fall expansion pack. And it's everything that I just said. If we do well, we get into a golden age. If we mess up, we get into a dark age. And there are implications to both of them that we will find out when we get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get that. So our first one, villagers bring gifts as they join our civilization. +1 to our era score. And at the bottom right of the screen, you'll see this little wheel here. It shows us how many points we are away from avoiding a dark age. So we need 12 points to avoid a dark age and 24 points or above to be in a golden age. So let's pick up another hut. Boom, I found an artifact. Or great work, actually. The Grapevine Cross. Let's take a peek. It is giving us 4 faith and 8 tourism per turn. That's pretty nice. Nice way to start things off. Faith is an interesting resource. I don't ever really go for religious victories per se, because they're kind of annoying. In order to win a religious victory in Civ 6, you have to convert every civilization in the game. And especially against the AI, they are not trying to have any of that. You send a prophet to them, they say, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't nobody got time for Jesus. Get away from me. And it makes things a mess. But I do enjoy at least having my own religion, because it usually means I can get some pretty nice passive benefits. So we'll figure all that stuff. We'll figure it all out when we get there. I guess I'll keep going this way to explore with him. The scout. I could put these guys on automated explore, but I usually like to control them for a little bit. Maybe I have a domination fetish. Or maybe I just like to meet people. Maybe if he was on auto explore, I wouldn't have found Rome. So there we go. We met our first civilization. It is Trajan. And it is an honor to meet you. Exchanging information about our capitals is great. Where you at, buddy? Here he is. Boom. So we got our first enemy civilization discovered. He's pretty far away from us, which is a good thing. I do not like starting close to AI civs, though there could be someone to the right of us. But we are pretty decently close to the edge of the map, so I don't suspect that. But what I do suspect is that there are some city-states in this area. So we're going to try and discover them. Boom. So let's change our course on our scout. Just send him over there. It's going to take him a little while, but another tribal village. We're doing well. Oh, man. This is exciting, man. This is really exciting. I haven't played Civilization in a couple of months now, and I love this game so much. I could literally play it for 10 hours in a single day, and that hut gave us a builder. That's incredibly valuable. That's beautiful. I'm just going to put him to sleep for now because there's nothing we can do with him. But that's amazing. And for anybody that doesn't know, if it hasn't been made clear yet, every time we pick up one of those tribal villages, every time we send a unit inside of one, they give us a random thing, whether it's gold, a new citizen for our cities, or a special unit. In this case, it was a builder. And on the marathon game mode, units are ridiculously valuable. You see, it takes 37 turns for us to build a builder, and we just got one for free. That is going to give us an edge. We got to make sure to manipulate that as best as possible. And it's thank goodness Trajan didn't get it, because that village was right next to a city. It looks like, though, we do have a nice coastline with some horses and some crabs over here. So I'm probably going to put my next city somewhere in this area. You got to get it before Trajan. That's the main thing we got to make sure of. But yeah, I haven't played Civ in a while. And oh no, it's a barbarian. Shit. Well, time to send the warriors back home. And this is one of the few games that I can literally play nonstop. And the weird thing is that I never put a crazy amount of hours into Civ. I think I have about 200 hours in the game as of right now, but I feel like I could have, and I probably should have as well. And we got a lake filled with pearls over here. It's very exciting. Because I love it so much. And the thing that I always say that I love about Civ is I love watching the cities grow. Just watching the little people do things and going on the journey. And I think the marathon mode is going to amplify that journey tremendously because, well, hey, what did we discover? Another civilization. Damn it. This is Wilhelmina, the Queen of the Netherlands. That is a nice umbrella she has there, and a nice hat as well. And Wilhelmina is looking a little bit thick, too, if you know what I'm saying. It's an honor to meet you. I'd love to sample your hospitality. Damn. It looks like she's fighting someone, too. I don't know what that's all about. It's probably barbarians, but you never know. Yeah, because, you know, what other games are there? Dragon Ball Fighters, for example. It came out recently. I'm in love with it. It's great fun. I cannot play that game for more than a couple of hours at a time. Meanwhile, you know, you give me a podcast and a beer, and I'm never going to stop until I run out of beer and podcasts, which is theoretically never, because podcasts are free. Beer isn't free, but I usually have a decent surplus of beer sitting around. And I'm trying so desperately to track down this barbarian, because what happened is this barbarian scout, he discovered my city. And what he's frantically trying to do right now is get back to his barbarian camp. And if he does that, his camp is going to start spawning more barbarians, and they're going to send them to kill me. So realistically, what I want to do is I want to club this barbarian scout over the head with my warriors and kill him before he goes home. And from the looks of things, he's a little bit deterred by my scout right now. So I think we may get him caught in a trap, and thank the heavens that we do. Because the barbarians on this difficulty, we're playing on the highest difficulty in the game. At least we should be. If we're not, I have to start over. Yeah, okay, we are playing on Deity difficulty. There we go. Okay, anyway, yeah, barbarians are really strong on this difficulty setting. So, I'm gonna keep the scout tied up with my scout until my warrior is in position, and then we can box him in. Look at that. Boom. He's pretty much trapped at this point. Hopefully he doesn't cross over the river, because that's gonna make things difficult. And already the AI civilizations are getting an attitude. You've left the richest parts of your lands undefended. Trajan gets an attitude with people that aren't strong, and because we just started, we're not very strong right now. So he's not going to like us for a while, because it's going to be a while before we get some really nice defenses going. We've got 13 more turns until mining is finished. You know, it's a process. Here we go. You control very little territory. You are a disgrace. I will tell the world. They will know who you truly are. Man is throwing shade after he just met me about 5 minutes ago, asshole. Alright, but at this point, though, we've got the enemy scout boxed in, so I'm not worried about it anymore. But I should be a little bit worried about maybe the scout doing something stupid to my builder. So I'm going to put the builder on top of my warriors to protect him, and then we'll start beating him in the face. I do realize there's cops outside. It's kind of loud. A little bit annoying. I should wait for them to go away. That scout did a lot more damage than I was expecting to my warrior. Look at you. You're not getting anywhere, buddy. Should I give the promotion to my scout? I'll kill him with the warrior. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, thank goodness. That took way more turns than it should have, but I'm glad we managed to get the kill, because killing barbarians is part of some eurekas and inspirations and whatnot. I think clearing a barbarian outpost is one, and there's a lot of different things that we need to do, and barbarians are needed for them. So that was a ridiculous chase scene that took a little bit longer than it should have, but we did it, and it's fine. We also got something interesting because we discovered that great work, the grapevine cross. Whoops. Here we go. Because we found this grapevine cross, and we were getting 4 faith per turn, and faith is a resource used for the religious aspects of the game, and one of those the religious aspects for the game is the pantheon system. So the pantheon allows you to select a special passive benefit for your civilization. There's a big list of them. It's a lot of stuff, and I never truly know which one I should get, but there's a lot of interesting choices. And really, the choice that I make should be based around the direction I want to take my civilization in, and also the different. Hold on, I don't know what to pick. Okay, you know what? There's a lot of really great stuff to choose from, but I always like to choose the pantheons that give a benefit that will last for the entire game, or at least a nice chunk of it. Now, River Goddess is amazing. +1 amenity to cities that have a holy site district adjacent to a river. And Robert the Bruce, the Scottish civilization, gets some pretty nice benefits from having amenities, because amenities make your cities happy. So that would be nice, but I don't necessarily want to go down the route of building a holy site in every single city. I might, and I might regret my choice later, but I'm not entirely sure. Now, City Patron Goddess, +25% production towards districts and cities without a specialty district. That sounds sexy, right? That sounds like I could use it to get buildings up fast in new cities. But it's more of a temporary bonus, right? The amenities, they last forever. Fuck. There's so many sexy choices. We're gonna be here for about 30 minutes just looking at these lists. Alright. And you know what's even worse? I have to live with this decision for like the next 10 weeks or something, because it's a marathon game. It's gonna take at least 1,500 turns. Oh my gosh. Okay. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say, all right, here's what I'm gonna do to make myself feel better about this decision. I'm gonna save the game. River Goddess? I'm gonna save the game. And if I end up hating this decision anytime within the next hour, I'm gonna load a new save. I've done it. I'm doing it. Okay. +1 amenities to cities that have... Okay, I've selected River Goddess. +1 amenity to cities if they have a holy site district adjacent to a river. I already regret the decision, but I'm going to stick with it for now. We triggered an inspiration as well for mysticism simply by discovering a pantheon for ourselves. So, now that I've gone down that route, as soon as we finish with mining, we're going to change our research to astrology. Now, ideally, we'd find a natural wonder sometime within the next 23 turns, so we can trigger the Eureka for that and cut the research time in half. So as soon as our scout finishes healing, we're going to start exploring with him again and hopefully discover a natural wonder. We've also discovered a barbarian camp, which I'm going to try to destroy sometime in the future, but I'm not going to attack any barbarians until I finish my Code of Laws civic, and I'll talk more about that when the time comes. For now, it's not too important. But overall, I think we're off to a pretty good start. I feel happy about this. It's been 24 turns, about to be 25. I'm going to start production on a second slinger unit. I could have put them in a production queue, but I feel like having things to click is going to be helpful towards making this marathon playthrough a little bit less boring. So yeah, we're off to a good start. 25 turns in. We still only have 1 city, but we do have 2 builders. As soon as mining is finished, which is in 3 turns, we're going to get a lot of stuff done. I'm going to even get my builder in position and ready to slam down. So, yeah, this is exciting stuff. I suppose we're going to take a little break at this point because we've been going for a little while. But when we come back, things are gonna be kicking off. So, with all of that said, I hope you enjoyed so far. It's been a lot of fun for me, and I hope it was fun for you. So, the name of the game is Civilization 6. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. In case you don't remember or know, my name is Rob. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.